Purnamaste, Purnamaste. Everybody, welcome to the art of the word that I am from the heart. Welcome. Just sharing my story that brought me this far as I am now. Purna, but what do you have to show that you achieved something in my life? Nothing. Nothing I have to show. I have to show happiness, bliss, anger with no guilt, being myself with no fear, my true self, truth that I am, with no guilt expressed in being, with no question and doubt, truth that doesn't change, my divine power that I am, word that I am, true that I am, happiness that I am, my true self that I am. And I can show you this video. And if you feel the word that I am, you feel the word that I am. And you feel what I brought with me. Whoever goes on path to enlightenment, he has to bring something with himself to show. And that something is himself. What I have to show? That regardless the situation, the visibility, the reachability in this world, the fame in this world, I can show you the spiritual master teacher that I am, master spiritual psychologist teacher, crazy as that I am, doing my work in my purpose, writing, giving lectures, doing the work of a spiritual master. What else you want me to show you? I arrived. Where to? To myself. With no attachments, no guilt, no fear, no question and doubt, no control and resistance, no guilt and fear. In being myself, who I truly am from the heart. Power that I am. It takes no power from anyone away. Gives no power away to anyone. I can show you a being who is free of controlling anyone and accepts free will and the gift of love of the moment of everyone. If they say no, if they don't want something, I don't resist, I don't control, I don't force. I let others be free if they don't want to do what I don't want to do. It doesn't feel right to them. I don't want to do for others what doesn't feel right to me. So I can show you a being who doesn't control anyone, who lives in a state of no resistance and allows no one to control him, resist him. Being crazy as that I am, with no guilt and no fear. True that doesn't change. Being happiness that I am. I can show you myself. So that's why I can say some words in this video. I said very much already about how you find your purpose. Regardless what it looks in this world, I am an enlightened spiritual master. Source knows that. I don't have a bunch of disciples, big temple, great institution, nothing to show you in this world. But I'm saying that I'm a master for myself. For there's no doubt in the master that I am. But I don't want you to believe me, that I'm a master. I don't want you to believe anyone. This is what I'm saying to myself, for myself. If you tell me I'm a master, I'ma tell you, yes, but you better work on yourself. Get free of guilt, get free of fear, get free of control, of resistance, of attachments. Get free of your mind judging you, thinking it is you, blaming you. Get free of your resistance, your control. Get free of what I am free of. You become greater master that I am. That I am. And if somebody tells me, Purna, you are not a master, you lying. Somebody told me a few days ago, somebody who was with me 5 years, friend on Facebook. First he was praising me that I'm, what the fuck, like he said, I'm Jesus or something, crazy man. I'm Purna. And then when he started, in my class he started to tell to others that they are all brainwashed, that I'm a good man. I told him I'm not good man, I'm enlightened man. Bad and good is one with me. You won't teach in a class of a master who is free of guilt, fear, who didn't teach before he mastered the self. And he said, no, you're not a master yet. No, you're not a master yet, but you're my friend. No. You're not my friend. You never were. Because to be my friend means not to destroy my truth, not to go against my truth. And the truth is, he's thinking that he's his mind. He wants to be master of masters, authority of masters, but he is full of guilt, full of fear. His mind judging, thinking everything, praising me like Jesus Christ. Blame is on the other side. Those who praise, they blame. He blamed me just the moment when I showed him, yes, I am a master like you told me, not Jesus Christ, but Master Purna. And he said, no, you are not, I'm your friend. He couldn't take it. He blamed immediately. Praising, blaming means nothing to me. And I brought with myself freedom, respect for myself. I know that I would never do this to him. I actually know. And he doesn't have to. That I'm free of guilt, free of fear, free of anyone controlling me, free of my ego blaming me, free of question and doubt, free of giving my power away, free of not respecting myself, not loving myself. I am a spiritual master, as I said that I am. And if I was not a master, I would allow him to come in my class and deny my truth. This is class for sincere seekers of enlightenment who see a teacher. Nobody has to, because you have to resonate with the teacher, you have to feel the teacher and his teachings and his energy. You know. I'm free of his suffering, his mind, his karma, judging others, praising, blaming others. So, I blocked him. I got my power, my respect back, and no attachments. Whatever doesn't feel right to me, doesn't feel right to me. And I have no guilt. I have no guilt. Blocking somebody who's here 5 years pretending that they love me because they just shown that they don't love me. They got a lesson. I told him, don't teach in my class, don't bless others, don't act like I need blessings and I need your comfort. Ask for blessings, be grateful, I'm free of your suffering. No. I am free of his suffering. He needs my blessing. He lost the word that I am. He lost the word that I am, and if he just tested me, if I'm a master, I passed the test because every master would kick him out of his temple. I got my divine power back, my divine pride. More of the ego you give away, you surrender. You no more control others, you no more judge others, you no more expect from others, you no more gaslight others, you no more blame others, you control no one in no way. More ego you get for yourself, the darkness supporting your light. I got it. Divine power, that's divine self power. Darkness supporting the light. He immediately lost me. Whoever doesn't love me and doesn't respect me, whoever doesn't love you and doesn't respect you, they are taking your power away, and they are taking you away from being who you are, expressing yourself, being your truth, and they are actually questioning your truth, judging your truth, denying your truth, like they are authority of your truth, and they oppose you, tell you that you are not. Attachment is the root cause of all pain. First of all, you have to get rid of all people who do not feel right, who do not support you, who do to you what you never do to them, who do whatever, who instead supporting you are denying your truth. I'm a master. I got myself fully and completely back. If he thinks that I'm a master or not, I don't care. Truth that I am depends only on truth that I am in being. I'm not my mind, my ego to depend what others' ego judge me. No one can see the truth that I am, truth that I am experienced in the kingdom within the being. Only source that I am can see the truth that I am. Truth that I am depends on no ego. No. No. And that's why if you allow people who deny your truth, who go against your purpose, who do not feel right, you're giving your power away. You are in separation from self, not being yourself, not respecting yourself, not allowing yourself. And if you are not sure in your purpose, in yourself, they can make your ego to blame you, to be afraid of you, to be insecure, full of questions and doubts, and they make you lose your purpose, lose yourself, lose your power. These are the people who are anyway telling you that you are not what your heart desires, that you should wake up and you should not do what is in your heart, you should not work on your practice. They anyway tell you that everything will fail. They anyway tell you snap out of it, stop. Even when you're flying high in your true divine self, in highest vibration, you're doing what you love. These are the people. When you are down, when there's some dark night and there's some, you stumble, you fall under your crosses, and then they see you that you want to quit, that you lost your power, and they just come, oh, I told you, you see, you fall and you see everything is collapsing, you see, you better stop that, you come suffering with me in the matrix, and then we also go drinking, and you know, they suffer and misery needs company. They don't want to rise on your level, or they want to pull you down on their level. And that's why, if you want to get your divine self back, you have to get rid of the people who do not support you, who do not encourage your dreams, who do not love you for who you are, who do not feel right to you in any way. You know, you have to do that. That's how it is. And then you have to see also how it is, you know. Whatever doesn't feel right to you, whoever doesn't feel right to you is not right for you, and you are giving your power away, being your false self out of guilt, out of ego, and you can never get your divine self back if you keep people who do not love you in your life. Now the other thing is that you have to do what feels the best for you in your heart. If you want to find yourself, if you want to find your purpose, you have to stop doing and following what doesn't feel right to you, and start following and doing, being, expressing what feels right to you. For this is who you are. What feels right to you is who you are. You see? And what doesn't feel right to you is your ego blaming you that you have to be good enough, that you have to be like others, that you have to go against yourself. And then out of guilt, out of fear, you can blame yourself that you are not good enough, that then you don't express yourself, then you do not do it, and you do what others do. You suffer in a matrix with others' mediocre life. Your ego always blames you for who you are, because society always told you that you should not do what you feel and be who you feel, but you should do what I say, do what is right, and be like others. So then your ego may blame you. You have to be good enough, you are not good enough, you should not do what feels the best for you in your heart, but you should do what they say is right. Yeah. Ego blames you for who you are, for what is in your heart, what your heart desires to do. If you follow that guilt and you are not expressing yourself, you are not doing it, you are in separation from self, blaming yourself for who you are and doing what is not good for you. You blame yourself out of guilt that you have to do it. You're guilty of what? Of original sin, blaming you, your ego blaming you for who you are. And now you follow that blame. You should do what your heart desires. You should do what your heart desires now in this world. Yeah. And look, because we are programmed in this system, you see, in this system of insecurity, of poverty, of control, lies, fears. Then also you want to do what is in your heart. You want to express yourself, what is in your heart. And then your ego is afraid of you. It's telling you you will lose your life, you will lose all your money, you will lose security, you will end up on the street, you will lose everything. Ego is afraid of you for whatever feels right to you in your heart. It's who you are. They're taking you towards your heavenly glory if you follow it. But there are programs of blame against ourselves, blaming us for who we are, and fears of the matrix, and attachments, guilt, fear. And then on the way of following our heart, of being who we are, doing what we love, there come many tests, many obstacles, many times it looks like everything is to collapse, all the fears surface. It looks like we are really to lose our security, we are to lose all our money, we are to lose our life, we are to lose our maintenance. Or obstacles of terrible people, obstacles of this and that come on our way. And in that time really we can believe that actually, we are to lose everything and our life is over, and if we follow our heart. For if we are secured in the matrix, we have secured slavery, secured prison. But to get free from the heart, there's no security. There's nothing. You have to surrender to the unknown, and unknown is unknown. You only know the feeling, what feels right to you in your heart, what you want to do, and what you don't want to do. And nothing else. But you know, we are programmed in separation from self, in guilt, in fear, in being worthless, in not deserving, not loving ourselves. So there's a lack mentality, in being worthless. There is guilt and fear, afraid of us for who we are. Guilt always blaming us, ego blaming us for who we are, ego afraid of us for who we are. Attachments. So we cannot let go. Our mind thinking, judging, analyzing, and all analyzing according to old programs of the old matrix that are actually no more valid. And then, you know, these are the obstacles. These are the obstacles in vibration that are separating us for true divine self and who we truly are and our dreams. Hey, I got my true divine self back. The heavenly kingdom is within. I am the abundance, truth, love, bliss, peace, even anger with no guilt, no fear, love, truthful and sincere, truth with no questions and doubt, devour power that gives no power away, takes no power from anyone. I got it. I got my divine self and I do my purpose. I'm doing my purpose. Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's how it is. It's so simple. But you know, this guilt, fear, blame, expectations, control, resistance, all these shadow energies, attachments, they are within us. Limited beliefs, lack consciousness. And the vibration creates and attracts reality. So all these obstacles and problems on the way come only for us to release our fear, to release our guilt, to release our negative thinking, to release our lack consciousness. For whatever feels right to you, you know, whatever feels right to you is in your heart, is who you are, is your heart calling you to your true divine self and your greatest things that you are here to do as the greatest master on earth, your greatest mastery. Eventually also your greatest life on earth. But first, greatest divine self, greatest mastery comes, then comes greatest life on earth in all abundance that you are, that I am. I am a master who got myself completely back. With all the power that I am, with no guilt, no fear, no attachments. My kingdom is yet to come. The greatest thing that I'm here to do and greatest life that I'm here to have. I give you my word. And I give you my word, that's how. But I got my divine true self back. You see. Because whatever doesn't feel right to you, you just want to do and be out of guilt, out of fear, your ego blaming you, afraid of you, the old programs trying to keep you in a matrix. And whatever feels right to you, feels right to you. It is who you are. And whatever it is, if you do it now, maybe the simple worldly thing like dancing, who knows? You may be the famous dancer or practitioner of some energetical divine movement, dancing from the heart. And when you're doing it, you are being yourself, in alignment with yourself in the moment now, completely absorbed in the alignment with yourself. Your heart expands, your true divine self expands. You are embodying your true divine self. You are embodying, receiving. You are open. You are expanding. You are aligned with yourself, with your true purpose. When you say no to whatever doesn't feel right to you, you express yourself. In this way, you get all your power back. You are not being somebody else, doing something else out of guilt, out of fear. You know, and now you're doing what you love. And what doesn't feel right to you, you say no, you reject. Because, listen, whatever feels right to you in your heart is what feels right to you. It's your mission, your true divine self. And whatever doesn't feel right to you is source that I am in your heart, your true self telling you this is not your work. This is not what you should do. No. This is work of another. And even if others want help and others want you to do it, listen, you're giving your power away and you're being a sacrifice. You're suffering for them. You're not being a master. You're not giving them love. You're not helping them. You're giving them suffering. You're doing it out of guilt, out of suffering. You suffer for them. Yeah. You teach them suffering to create karma. You even resent and blame them, goddammit. Yeah. And it's not your work. And because out of guilt you're being a sacrifice, you out of guilt do it. And then you are in separation from self, from your own, from your power, giving your power away, being sacrificed, doing something what is not in your heart. You're not mastering yourself, you are not doing what is in your heart. You're not embodying yourself, you're suffering in time, in mind, in separation from self. And you're not helping them. Because you're giving them not your light, but your suffering, your guilt, that you must be good enough. There is somebody else out there who would do in greatest joy just that for them, like I'm making this video now, in alignment with themselves, in true moment. They cannot stop. They want to do it more, like I cannot stop, and I just want to do these videos more every day. You see? Like, I am not to chat with you. I'm not even checking comments lately every day. I check nothing almost, really. You know? It's not my work. It's not my work to messenger. It's not my work to deal with the mind. My work is to give highest spiritual teachings that I actually giving now. Art of the word that I am from the heart, to create, to write, to teach, to record, and the answers are revealed within your being, in the silence of the mind that wants to give me answers. Have nothing to do with me. I don't have it. You revealed answer from within you. Which is what I'm here to do. In the silence of the mind, knowing you are not your mind, in being the truth. I don't have your truth. I don't have your truth. I'm not here to program you. I'm being a Zen master. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But I'm here to tell you that you should do what feels right to you in your heart. And you should say no to whatever doesn't feel right to you. And when you will practice what feels right to you, you will be in a moment now in alignment with yourself. You will practice what is right for you. You will find your purpose. You will find your purpose. If you're dancing, you will find your dancing. I always loved to speak and loved to write, and I always did it. And I find the spiritual master that I am in long years. I love to meditate and be in nature. I do what I love, and I mastered a spiritual master that I am by spending first 20 years after awakening, 15 years in meditation with other masters, and then teaching when I was free of guilt, fear, questions, and doubt. And now I'm I'm a Zen master now that I am. I'm mastering the master. There's no end to mastery. And I only did it because I am autistic child, no one can control. I always did what I wanted to do. And I wanted to write, I wanted to meditate, I wanted to be in the moment, I want to be in nature. And whatever doesn't feel right to me doesn't feel right to me. So you see, when you do what feels right to you, you are aligned with yourself in the moment. You are embodying your true divine self, and you are doing what feels right to you. In that, you find your purpose. You may be writing just poetry now, like I did 10 years ago. Now I found a spiritual master in it. Or just giving some advice to somebody on the street sometimes. Now I'm making videos every day. Writing very profound poetry. And then you will find your purpose. And by saying no to everyone that doesn't feel right to you, what is not your work, you will get free of guilt, free out of fear and guilt, out of guilt, ego blaming you for who you are, you know. And you will get your power back, your divine self, because you will say no to what doesn't feel right to you. Even if you are dying, you know that this is not your problem. Let somebody else who to do that service to them, to save them from their mind. You know that you have to do your work. Purna has this service, but Purna won't guide them on their hand. Purna will give them their word. They have to save themselves. Yeah. And then you get your divine power back. You get yourself back, who you truly are, from the heart. You get yourself back. And your power back. You're not giving away your power, you're taking it back. You say no. You say no to what doesn't feel right to you, you see. You say no. And you are getting your divine power back. So you're mastering the master. You can say no with no guilt, because you know you owe no energy to no one, and you take no energy from no one. No one can control you, and you don't control no one. You know perfectly well that there is somebody who will to do their work for them and assist them, and you are not them. And then you have no guilt, and you are not going against yourself. You are not doing something else. Because when you're doing something else out of guilt for others, your ego blaming you that you're not good enough. They always want it from you, and you are always doing it out of guilt and suffer for others. And others come and they want it, and you are always giving your power away, always being sacrifice of others, never doing what you love. And then you blame them, you resent them, you are in separation from self, you're being so good. But you are doing what doesn't feel right to you. You're doing what your ego actually blames you for. And you remain separated from yourself. You end sick. You cannot forgive, full of hate, full of blame, full of resentfulness, because you had to do what is right and you didn't do what feels the best for you. Yeah. And you have to express yourself. Yeah. This is how you get your power back. This is how you find your purpose. Because whatever doesn't feel right to you, that others do in your energy, that you are doing, that others want from you, when you say no and you express yourself, you show yourself who you are. You are not being a sacrifice, and you are actually doing what you are here in this world to do. You see? You express yourself, you love yourself. And now those who love you for who you are, they say, okay, I don't expect nothing from you. I don't want you to suffer for me. I will find somebody else who will do it for me. You tell them, there's somebody else who will do this for you. This is what I can do for you. This is what I'm doing. This is not my work. It doesn't feel right to me. And those who love you, they take you as a gift, whatever you do, and they will respect you. And they will be grateful. And they will love you for who you are. And others will blame you, expect, force, resist, try to get, and you know they don't care for how you feel. They don't love you. They only care for your energy. You will take your power back, and you will have only people who love you in your life. You know. You will get your divine power back. You know, you will lose your attachments. dependency on others. You will be ready to lose everyone just that you remain yourself. And whoever is to try to take your power away, yourself away, you are to take them out of your life. You rather lose everyone in this life, but you don't lose yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Whoever is to take, you will lose all the guilt, all the bad people who want to take your power away. You will lose your guilt, blaming you for who you are. So you will never do out of guilt anything that you are not good enough, because you know you are the greatest. You are the source that I am. There is nobody greatest. So you see, you will do it. You will really do it. You will not out of guilt suffer for others, do what doesn't feel right to you, but out of guilt you will tell them there is somebody else who will do this for you. I don't owe you nothing. I don't expect nothing from you, but you are welcome to what I do. Thank you. This is my work. And if they love you, they are to respect. Yeah. You will have no guilt. You will have no guilt of being yourself, your truth. You will express yourself. You will not hide yourself out of guilt, not showing yourself. And you will have no guilt in doing what you love. You will do what you love in this world. Because you know that everything what doesn't feel right is your ego blaming you for what is right for you, to take you down back to suffering. And you will lose the fear of following your heart as being who you are, fear that you will lose others, fear that you will lose yourself and security. You will find courage. And when you find courage, you will have courage to, with no fear and no guilt, roar and express yourself and do what your heart desires. You will do it. And then we go back to the before, what I was speaking. You know. And what I learned in these 5 years, only if I would stop, I would stop doing this. There was many tests, there was collapses of everything. Literally, I had €3 in my hand and nothing else, and all the bills waiting sometimes. Everything collapsed. It looks like everything is over. But I was never begging. I was never crying. I was never lamenting. I was actually teaching that the kingdom is within us and the abundance is within us, that our consciousness creates reality, our truth. And regardless what is the obstacle, even if it's seen that we are to lose our life, we are to lose everything in this world. Only if we stop doing it and we follow that fear, we are to lose everything. And we are to not get our divine self back. We are to not reach our heavenly kingdom. For it's many times looked like everything is over. Like there's no security, there's nothing that is to come tomorrow. But then, in mysterious ways, everything resolves. Why? Because I never stopped, I never lamented, I remained in my truth, in the vibration of being spiritual master that I am. And I was actually teaching what I was tested in myself. Everything taken away. And I was teaching others the abundance, the truth. That our vibration, our consciousness creates reality, not our certain circumstances. Our certain circumstances are our past karma that needs to clear. And our kingdom has to come within. And we have to trust. And yes, this is the truth. We have to trust and we have to have faith. And we should never quit. we should never quit. Only we quit, only we stop, then we out of guilt do not get what we want, our true divine self back. And we don't find our purpose. Only out of guilt, and out of fear, then we do not get. And that fear and that guilt and that obstacles are actually to release our lack mentality, our lack of faith, lack of trust, our disbelief, our fear, our guilt. And when I was teaching and being the vibration of the abundance and of the truth and being the good news, not speaking about my bad news, in mysterious ways, because I trusted, I had faith, and I was going on under the sword lifted high, the hell making you tremble underneath. Just go on, you find the land of bliss. Always everything resolved. I am maintained. Nothing is missing. I'm happy. I'm living simple life, lovely life, all abundant life. And in mysterious ways, everything just resolved. Always. So I don't know what tomorrow is to bring. I don't know when I am to be a famous spiritual master in this world. I am a famous spiritual master in my being, a famous spiritual master. Source, I am Source, knows the fame of the Source that I am, and I am you. And I'm being that I am now. I'm not my mind, I'm not your mind. I only know that according to my experience, when I was being the vibration and trust and faith, and I was doing what is in my heart, teaching, going on, regardless the heavy tests, in mysterious ways, always everything worked out. Even though the mind would say nothing ever can work out. So I can say that all these obstacles and collapses, and when it looks like everything is over, we lost everything, is just for us to lose our guilt, our fear, our attachments, our limited belief, our lack our lack consciousness, our lack of being ourselves, to release that shadow. And because I always went through that, I always went through that, and I always went on in trust and faith, in being myself and doing what I love. I'm still here after 5 years almost. Yeah, doing what I love, living on trust, living on faith. So I can really say that only if we stop, if we follow that fear that tries to take us back in the matrix, that is telling us that we will lose everything, then we will lose everything. But if we never stop, what I gained was trust, faith, being a spiritual master, being the true that I am, and greater mastery, greater consciousness, and everything worked out always. And I'm still on the path of the river of life. Now I am a lifeboat that is able for others to take them across the river on the other side. On the way of trusting, teaching, never losing trust, never losing faith, never stopping. I got all my divine power back, my true divine self back, trust and faith, because it always works out, even though there is million infinite, it looks like nothing will work out. It always works out if I remained the truth that I am, trust that I am, faith that I am, spiritual master that I am, being the vibration that I'm teaching and following it. Then I can only say that really Really. Only if we stop, we follow that fear, we will not find our true divine self, and we will not reach our heavenly glory, if I can say, reach our promised land, everything what our heart desires in this world, our greatest dreams, and do greatest things. Because out of fear we will stop. But if we will go on, we will lose fear, we will lose guilt, we will master ourselves in doing what we love, doing it and doing it. And we will have faith and we will have trust in mysterious ways. For we will lose then fear and guilt and mind thinking, because we will see that regardless the odds, what it looks that everything is collapsing, everything worked out. Only if we didn't stop, if we went on and we did what is in our heart and we were doing it and we never stopped. So I can say now, really, in doing what you love, there is everything. It feels right to you. Your true divine self is telling you this is your work, this is who you are. What feels right, if you follow what feels right, you find your master, you find yourself. You lose your guilt, your fear, your attachments, your ego, who is not you, thinking it is you, your mind thinking it is you, judging you, afraid of you, analyzing you. And you get your divine self back. The joy, happiness, bliss, truth, being the truth, trust, faith in being the truth, freedom, truth with no questions, no doubt. And this is the river of life, it feels good. So when it feels right, you walk away from everything what doesn't feel right, you do it. You walk away from all karma, from all suffering, for what doesn't feel right is taking you back into the old karma, into the old suffering, you see. I have to stop now because we have to go somewhere with a friend. You see, and you are free of all suffering because you say no to whatever feels right with no, but doesn't feel right, with no guilt and no fear. And you say yes to whatever does feel right, always and forever, from the heart. Yeah. Yeah. So you're not following that guilt, attachment, mind judging, analyzing what is good, what is right, that fear. So you're on path of greatest happiness. You follow away, you get away from all suffering, from all bad karma. You really, 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 really do. You really, 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 really do. And on the path, this is the path that feels right. You are in alignment with yourself. You find your true mastery, your greatest self, greatest master on earth. And you do that, you find that greatest thing that you are here to do, because you are doing what feels right to you from the heart. And because you are always doing it and say no to what doesn't feel right to you, you are really mastering it, practicing your craft. And then you become the greatest master of your craft. And now you're doing it with no guilt, with no fear, with no questions and doubts. You know what you are here to do in your purpose, like I know I am a spiritual master now here to teach nothing, like Buddha has teach nothing, and Lao Tzu teach nothing. And you can find the answer within you. And now you be doing it, and I be doing it, it feels right. And if this is what feels right to me in my heart, this is what I'm here to do from the heart in this world. And then if I never stop and keep on doing it, on the path of greatest happiness in being myself, I'm to find my promised land, my heavenly kingdom, greatest things that I'm here to do, to have greatest life and to do the greatest things, spread the word that I am from the heart, because I am word that I am now, spiritual master that I am teaching, an example of the word that I am. You see? And if it brought me to enlightenment, to being a Zen master, then if I just follow away from everything what doesn't feel right, I am to find my heaven on earth, my greatest work, of being greatest, great spiritual master, greatest for myself. You are greatest master also. To do greatest thing, to do what I'm here to do in this world from the heart, give to the world that I am from the heart, so they can find their answer, their self, in knowing they are not their mind. I don't have it. And I know my promised land, my greatest happiness, all the abundance in this world is in this now mine if I follow what feels best for me. For I am now the truth, joy, happiness, ecstasy fulfilled in the moment. Now I am the abundance that I am from the heart in eternal moment. And I can remain in eternal moment being the abundance, happiness that I am. The truth that I am with no questions and doubt. And in eternal moment everything is to come. What is truly mine in this now. So just do what feels right to you. Do what feels the best for you. Do what your heart desires. Don't blame yourself. Don't think if it's right. Don't listen to others. Don't follow that fear, but have courage and no guilt to express your truth, to do what is in your heart. And no guilt, no fear. You don't know energy from no one. Say no to anyone who wants something from you that doesn't feel right to you. You will find your master. You will master your master. You will lose your guilt, your fear, your attachments, your ego judging you, blaming you. You will get your divine self back. And we will reach our heavenly glory, our heavenly kingdom, our promised land, on the path of least resistance, in greatest happiness, in river of life, flowing from the heart, in doing what we love. We will reach our promised land and do greatest thing on earth. Have greatest life in all abundance and happiness that we ourselves are enjoying in the abundance that is. To have greatest magnificent life and to do greatest thing, to bring heaven on earth in the way that it feels right to you, in your purpose, in what you love to do, in your true mastery, the greatest master on earth. For no one can do what you are here to do in the way that you are here to do it. No one can bring heaven on earth from the kingdom within you in the way that you can do it. So you have to do what feels right to you, what feels the best for you, what brings joy to your heart. You owe nothing to no one. You will find the greatest master that you are. You will lose your false self. You will find your greatest mastery and you will do the greatest thing in earth. You will bring heaven on earth in your own unique way from the heart that no one can but you, because there's no one like you. Universe doesn't make copies, and what you can do, unique, authentic experience, no one else can do but you. You have to do what feels right for you, for what doesn't is not your work. It's your ego blaming you. So we will find our promised land and do greatest thing on earth, bring heaven to earth. I give you my word just for that. And now I'm going. Thank you for watching the art of the word that I am. You're always welcome. And if you wish to offer a donation, if you wish to offer a support, do know that you are so welcome. Without of your donation, there would be no art of the word that I am. If it feels right to you, I receive and accept with greatest joy. But do know that what you receive is invisible, but maybe you receive more you could ever give. I give you my word only, the answer is within you. I'm so grateful. Without your donation, there would not be word that I am. Appreciation, gratitude from the heart. If there's any blessing in my heart, let it all go to you. You know, you give me donation for the guidance, value that you received in a video or in my other teachings. Out of joy, I just sit on the thorns. Very nice. Ah! I have something in my tooth that I cannot get 2 days of. Okay. So you see. Thank you. Without of your donation, there would be no art of the world that I am. I'm so grateful. But I don't do anything else on Facebook. The answer is within you. But I'm so grateful. I want to give you my best energy. So I just, out of silence of the mind, I don't say nothing. You don't say nothing. It's not something you buy. I'm just grateful for everyone who given me donation. And I just, I'm very clairsentient. You have my word that I do it. This is just a gift for you. Nothing included in donation, but what everyone receives who gives me a donation. I'm silent, and it's enough for me to see your PayPal email address. I connect with your being, and trust me, I do quantum white light source healing on your being beyond time and space. I give you my word. I do for every donation. Yeah. You don't need to stand still. You don't need to know what's going on or when you get it. It works beyond time and space. I'm very clairsentient. You have my word that I do it. I swear to the source that I am. And you don't need to tell me anything. And it's better you tell me nothing, because then I can focus on you being free of all afflictions. And whatever, how you work on yourself, as much my healing works on you. You know. If you are suffering for others out of guilt, doing what doesn't feel right to you, out of fear, doing what doesn't feel right to you, out of not loving yourself, blaming yourself, no one can heal you. My healing can help you a little bit. But if you do what feels right, and you say no to everything what doesn't feel right, always and forever, you heal yourself, you save yourself, you become greater master than I am, and you do greatest thing on earth. You do bring heaven on earth in your way like no one can on earth. And what you do next, what you do else, what else you do, what else you do, what else you do, what else you do, you find happiness, bliss, love, truth that you are, but something else. We are to arrive to our promised land in greatest joy, in our greatest divine self. On the way towards it, we are to build up a master that we are, master our craft, and do greatest thing on earth, bring heaven on earth in our own unique way, like no one else can, and have greatest life in this world as greatest masters, doing greatest things, greatest love. I give you my word. Do what your heart desires. Do what feels right. For your greatest master, your greatest divine self, and your heaven on earth, the greatest things you are here to do and that you are to have are within you if you follow your heart and do what feels right to you. I give you my word. Purnamaste. Purnamaste.